Alright, my friends, we're going on to something a little bit different than all of this solving with the fractions and this and that. We're looking at percents, and yeah, they involve fractions, so that's why I think it got inserted into this chapter. But it should be a nice break from all of the factoring and stuff we've been doing and all the really more complicated fractions we've been doing. Okay, so what I want to draw your attention to is this left window here, and it's about how to write a percent. So there's different ways that you could express a percent, and so I've used an example here of 29%. Okay, so the way you can do this is you could use the percent symbol. Okay, so using our example, I forgot to change back to the pen here. So using our example, if we write 29% as a symbol, it just looks like this, just the regular percent symbol that you guys know. Okay. We can also write a percent by expressing it by dividing by 100. So you take the number minus the percent sign, okay? So the base number of this is 29, okay? You take the number and then you just put it over 100. Okay, and if you can reduce the fraction, go ahead and reduce the fraction, but that is the basic way to express a percent as a fraction. Okay, or divided by 100. Another way you can do it is you can write it as a decimal. So if you write 29% as a decimal, you would take this 29 over 100. You could put into your calculator and divide, but you're basically doing this work, 29 divided by 100, which would end up giving you 0.29. Okay, so those are the three main ways to express a percent, but the main thing that I want you to get used to right now that I think might help you out a lot with this, especially if you get confused with the percents, is this idea of putting the number over 100. Okay, because I think that will help us. So let's ignore this right side of this right window here, and let's go to some examples to practice this. So what I'm asking you to do here on this bottom half is write the percent as a fraction, reduce if possible. Okay, so all you do is you're going to take this number, or whatever the number is next to the percent symbol, and you're going to put it over 100. So it goes 36 over 100, and we want to reduce if possible. So let's think of something maybe that 36 and 100 have in common. What do you guys think? Maybe 4. Okay, so they both have a 4 in common, so we can divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay, so on the top, if we do 36 divided by 4, we get 9. If we do 100 divided by 4, we get 25. Can we reduce 9 and 25 further? We cannot, so that's the final answer for this. Okay. Number 2, write the percent as a fraction. So 180 is our base number here for the percent, so we put 180 over 100. And yes, it's weird because the 180 is bigger, right? You don't want to make it a mixed number. You don't want to do anything like that. All you want to do is let's just reduce the fraction to get it to be smaller. Okay, so something that 180 and 20 have in common, a number, maybe 20. Okay, so if we divide the top by 20, we get 9. If we divide the bottom by 20, we get 5. So we reduce this to 9 over 5. Okay, so pretty simple enough, I think. It would be too nice of me to make it that easy, right? So let's look at this one. So same idea, write it as a fraction. It's just that unfortunately this time our fraction is a fraction, or I mean our percent is a fraction, but we still treat it the same way, okay? So even though we have that 3/4 right here, what you want to do is you write your 3/4, you put it over 100. Okay, this is a little weird, right? Because it's like a fraction over a fraction. It's kind of weird. So what you want to do is this you keep the original fraction together, so don't separate the 3 and 4, but this other fraction line, the new one you drew in, let's circle it, and what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite it so that it's a division symbol. Okay, so I circled it so that we know where the division symbol is going. So what we do is we take this 3/4, don't separate them, rewrite it. There we go, now it's straight. 3/4, and instead of this long fraction line, I'm going to put our traditional division symbol, and then the 100. Okay? What do you know from what we've been doing today, or over the last couple of lessons, when there's no denominator? What is the denominator of 100 when I don't write anything? It's 1, right? Okay, so now what you do with this is you just treat this like a dividing fractions, like just basic fractions here. So you keep the 3/4. Remember, change your division to multiply, and then flip that last fraction, so it'd become 1 over 100, and then we just multiply across here. So 3 times 1 is 3. That's on the top. On the bottom, 4 times 100 is 400. Box it, and then that's it. Okay, so if we want to change 3/4 of a percent and make it a fraction, it would be 3 over 400. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to number 4, and it's even weirder because now I gave you not just a fraction, but I gave you a mixed number. So it's really difficult to do a lot of things, you guys, in mixed numbers. My recommendation is to turn it into an improper fraction. Okay, so 37 times 2. Remember, we take the big number times the denominator. So 37 times 2 is going to be 74. And then we add whatever's in the numerator, so add 1, so it's going to be 75. And then you keep the denominator, so 75 over 2. Okay? And then if we wanted to make this a fraction, we do that divided by 100. Okay? Remember, I hate that there's lots of fractions in here. So what I do is I take this and I rewrite it, so keep the 75 over 2 together, change the purple thing that I circled, change it to a division sign, divided by 100. To help you out, maybe let's put the 100 over 1, just so you don't forget, and you go 75 over 2, change division to times, and then we go like that. Okay, if you want, you can reduce this fraction, so, oh my gosh, I apologize, I don't know why I did that. Okay, so you go 75 and 100, what do they have in common? You can take a 25 from them outright, so you go 3, you get a 4 there. So what do we have left? We have 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 4 is 8, so to express 37.5 as a fraction that's reduced, we would get 3 over 8. Okay? So that's just some basic things, just how to convert percents into fractions. If you wanted to convert it into decimals, you would just go one extra step and just do 9 divided by 25, 9 divided by 5, and you would get your decimals that way. Okay? So let's go to this right side now. We're going to get into the actual math and algebra of this. So here are some things to remember. They're going to start asking you to do different things, look at different situations, and if you can remember these key points right here, you are good to go, okay? So whenever you see the word of, remember that means multiply, okay? Whenever you see the word is, remember that means equal, okay? Of is multiply, is equal, and to help you, whenever they have a percent, automatically make it a fraction, put it over 100. So if you can remember those 3 things, you really will be solid for this. So of means multiply, is equal, and whenever you see the word percent, you need to put it over 100. Okay, let's look at some examples here. Okay, so I put the little tips up here for you just so that you don't forget. Oops, I can't get this thing straight here. There we go. Okay. 48% of 125 is what number? Let's call anything where they ask us what number. Anything they call us a number here, you guys. Let's call it X. Okay. So anything they say it's a number is X. Okay. 48%. So whenever you see that, you want to make it over 100, so I'm just directly translating this, okay? 48% means 48 over 100 because you see that percent sign. Of, remember, means times, so you put a little times there. 125, there's nothing special about that, it's not a percent or anything, so we're just going to recopy 125. Is, I see the word is, we know is equals. What number x. So we're solving for x pretty much is what we're doing, okay? So maybe to help us out with this, let's put that 125, because it has no fractions, put that over 1. Let's reduce this fraction, so 48 and 100, they both have, let's say, 4 in common, right? So you can go, if you reduce 48 over 100 and you took out a 4, you would get 12 over 25, okay, times 125 over 1 equals x. Let's see if we can get that 125. That 125 and that regular 25, what do they have in common? They have a 25 in common. So what we can do is, if we do 25 divided by 25, there's nothing left over, so we say there's a 1, okay? 125 divided by 25 is 5, and now we just multiply across. 12 times 5 is 60. 1 times 1 is 1 equals x. But if you don't want to put that 1 there, you can just say 60 equals x, just like that. Okay? Here we go, number 6. Let's just directly translate here. 9. The word is means equals 36%. Remember, once you see that, you put 100. Of is times what number? X. Okay, that's a direct translation there. So here is how this works. Let's do this. So let's put everything that's not a fraction, let's put it over 1. So I have 9 over 1, x over 1. Let's work on reducing this right side here, or simplifying this. So we still have 9 over 1 here, but we have 36 over 100. Both have a 4 in common, just like we determined on the other one, right? On the other first example we did. So if we take a 4 out, we have a 9 over 25 times x over 1. On this right side, let's simplify. So let's not touch this yet, because it's weird how there's 2 fractions on this right side. So let's simplify this out here. So 9 over 1 equals 9 times x is 9x. 25 times 1 is 25. And now what we can do is we can use our trick from the other day, and we can either cross multiply. Let's do the cross multiply. I think that one will be easier. So if we cross multiply, here's what we have. We can go 9 times 25 equals, and then we go 1 times 9x. So we get 9 times 25 is 225. 1 times 9x is 9x. To get rid of that x, or sorry, to get rid of that 9, we divide by 9 on both sides. Cancel. And then 225 divided by 9 is going to just give you regular 25. So our number has to be 25 there. Okay, so a lot of back and forth fraction work. Some key things I want to show you guys right here is that you reduce this fraction, the 36 over 100, reduce that and get it small. Okay, that will help. And then also remember that when you do this, what we wanted to do is we wanted to combine this right side first, because there was 2 fractions. We can only do that trick when there's only one fraction on each side of the equal sign. So that's why we had to simplify in here first. So we just did a cross. 9 times x is 9x, 25 times 1 is 25. Then we were ready to do our cross multiplying. So one fraction on each side of the equal sign is okay to do cross multiply trick. Okay, last one is number 7. So let's work on this, and I kind of went into the space for number 7, but we'll figure it out and know that that's not part of the problem. Let me draw a little box here so that we know where the separation point is. Okay, let's do the translation. What percent? So this time they don't give you an actual number, so as a placeholder what I would put here is I would just put a little p. When they don't give you the percent put a P over 100 just so that you remember that there's a percent that's supposed to be there. So since they didn't give us a number, we still want to put something over 100, so I just put a P as a placeholder there for percent. So we got the percent, translate the of to times 225 is equals 99. Okay, and all we do is we just solve this out here. So maybe let's put all of our stuff in here over 1 that doesn't have a denominator. 1 and 1. Okay, and so here's what we do here. So the 100 and 225 have a 25 in common, right? So let's take out that 25 here. So if I take a 25 out of 225, I'm left with 9. If I take a 25 out of 100, I'm left with 4. Now we can just multiply across here. P times 9 is 9p. 4 times 1 is 4. And then here I am with 99 over 1. I have one fraction on each side of the equal sign, so I am eligible to do this cross multiply trick. So 9p times 1 equals 99 times 4. Okay, so 9p times 1 is going to give us 9p. And then 99 times 4 is going to give us 396. We got to get this p by itself, so let's divide by 9. Divide by 9. Remember that these 9's cancel, and so we end up with 396 divided by 9, which is going to give us 44. So the way that we could do this is, remember our p is 44, so let's just make this 44% because that's what we were solving for, what percent. Okay, so if you can just do direct translation and get your fraction rules going here, basic fraction rules, you're going to be good to go with this. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward, hopefully, for you. And write down your questions, anything I can help you with. Don't forget to take the quiz.